sicko segment. So we've had some sickos. This won't be too long of one, I don't think. But Ibou, was talking about WWE, the PR week leading into Mania. And he's like, no, it's been a bad PR week between Nick Khan being a hypocrite, Hunter being extremely defensive at criticism, and John Cena giving unshamed praise for Vince McMahon. He didn't praise him. He just said he loved him. Hunter being extremely defensive with criticism. That's what you do. All these goofs do that. Tony does that. Nick Khan being a hypocrite. How is he a hypocrite? What did he say that was hypocritical? He said something about them being underdogs, which was like not realistic, but they're not benching people. Every wrestling company has to bench some people. Like, yes. And when he said that, we're not just going to bench people. It's like, okay, so Omos should be doing what? Oh, just put him in there against Randy so that Randy can just beat him. So you'd prefer Omos just shows up and gets beat when he's like a giant, and the whole problem with him is that he's just greener than they'd like him to be, and he was really a Vince guy, but he's a super big giant that they do see value in, and they're willing to keep him around, obviously, this entire time, right? So that's a guy where I don't know, man. Like, they sent him to Japan. They pulled him. People are mad that he vacated the belt. Well, was someone supposed to beat him in Japan? Why do you guys want Omos to get beat so bad? I thought you guys like Omos. I don't want Omos to ever get beat. I want him to be like an imposing giant who goes on like a crazy run. Maybe I thought he was going to back up AJ again when he went all emo. I thought Omos is going to show up again a while back. But anyways, Nick Khan is saying they don't bench people when there's plenty of talent benched. Okay, yeah, like who? Shayna and Zoe. Here's the thing. The fans aren't like, we need Shayna and Zoe. That's what we mean. The fans aren't like, we need Omos. And if he's trying to take shots at AEW, it's because the fans are like, we want Ricky. We want Wardlow, bro. We want Wardlow. Hey, we don't want all these CMLO guys. We want the Lucha Bros. That's what the AEW fans say. So that, like, if he's trying to make it about them, then that's what he's alluding to. So the fact that, like, you lack such nuance, you can't clearly just think that out. Ibou says a lot. But John should keep his Vince opinions to himself. He was asked a question. You keep your shit opinions to yourself that no one gives a fuck about. People only listen to you because you stooge fake shit about wrestlers in your Discord, bro. And then, yeah, Sean Ross Sapp melts down. I think we covered this over Mania, but he's just like, we talked about it. He's in a suite eating cheese and crackers, tweeting this out. The criticism emerges from Nick Khan, John Cena, Triple H, Roman Reigns interviews, the five faces of the company who are largely insulting or insulated from answering or interacting directly with wrestling fans. And it's like, beyond political preferences, there have been shots at the fans themselves. It's like, man, shut the fuck up. Go tell them. You're feet away from them. Go tell them. This guy goes, so the Triple H belts come out. We took a look at them the other day, and this guy's like, this is literally a Yahtzee belt. Where's the hate for Noseman, you WWE marks? So I have no idea. Then this person's like, literally, but I'm not even going to click on that. That's ridiculous. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what makes that a Yahtzee belt. It looks like Triple H's logos, bro. So here's a fan who came up to Rhea Ripley with an adoption certificate, and she signed it. Hopefully this doesn't, like, legally bind her to anything.
It's a first? Really? Okay. Hi. I have been waiting for this since last WrestleMania. It took me months to get this. Can you sign this to be my new mommy? Please. It's a first? Really? Okay.
Oh, that is beautiful.
Oh my gosh. Yes! Oh my gosh. Oh, yes.
That's crazy. I hope her lawyers were present.
Can I get a hug?
Yeah, you gotta hug your mom.
Thank you so much.
Holy shit.
Did I do good?
You adopted, yeah. You got a brand new mom.
Yeah.
So is that legally her kid now? I don't get it. This guy, Ellie de la Reigns, goes, this is the kind of clowns you all listen to. He's not a reporter. He's a Mark fan just pushing agendas. IWC, the most gullible group of people to ever exist. Yeah, Elbow. He really feels this way and felt weird about getting the spot this year. Roman Reigns versus Punk was not the originally planned WrestleMania match. As I've said for 10 days straight, there's a lot of backstage political maneuvering taking place as top guys jockey for WrestleMania spots. CM Punk wants to main event the entire thing. Guys are getting into position. He wanted to main event night one, you idiot, and then he lost. So, like, Jesus Christ, these people just talk so much shit. So this guy, Follow the Revolution, goes, how long it's been since I've been an AEW fan? 55,190 hours, 2,299 days, 328 weeks, 75 months, and 6 years. I'm with AEW. And then they call people Fed freaks. It's like, name any WWE fans who are that psychotically attached. Most of the ones in the IWC just love trolling. Like, I hope people understand. Heel Lucy just likes pissing people off, like AEW fans, right? Like people like that, like neckbeards, he just likes trolling. He doesn't give a fuck if AEW's around or not. You understand what I mean? Like, it makes no difference. He's going to probably troll people in another funny way, you know? Triple H's thoughts. So Miss Katefabe, tweeted this out about Triple H making the AAA announcement. If you're Hispanic, gather behind me. Gather around behind me. And Triple H's thoughts is like, this was her take on the AAA announcement. She's that specific type of person that finds things that don't exist to feign outrage about. Maybe she can ask Lashley how he feels about this too. She asked Lashley that dumb shit. If you're Hispanic, gather around behind me. Yeah, they're launching a Mexican promotion. They're announcing that they have bought a Mexican promotion in Mexico. They want to showcase their famous Mexican stars and say, look, you can expect to see them there too. So Thirsty Thurston, right before Mania as well, he just goes off. He's like, WWE didn't acknowledge Black History Month in February, which was a departure from previous years. Was that an intentional decision to scale back on diversity and inclusion as the public has seen throughout government and other businesses? In your Hall of Fame speech, you acknowledge Vince McMahon's influence on your career without getting into any ongoing legal matter. How do you reconcile his mentorship with the serious allegations he faces? Thurston, that was the Hall of Fame, you moron. It's not a time to bring all that shit up. This isn't a court hearing, bro. You're a sick weirdo, okay? Thurston's like, with WWE's acquisition of AAA, does WWE see Lucha Libre as a unique wrestling style distinct from WWE's typical style? He said he wasn't going to change any Lucha style. He said he was going to let them do their thing. Did you watch the thing, Thurston? Or do you feel there are certain aspects of wrestling that Lucha Libre generally should conform to? He said he's not going to change anything. You should listen to the stuff before you talk about the stuff. Thurston says there are conflicting reports about the U.S. viewership of Raw on Netflix. No, there's not. Your bad reporting is the conflicting stuff. Okay, the stuff that you deleted when Awful pointed out how you just proved that Netflix was not juicing their numbers up as much as they could be. You deleted that shit because what Awful said. Awful wrestling. Think about that for a second, okay? You sold for a guy named AEW Awful Wrestling. Think about that. And excluding the premieres, viewership of Raw in the U.S. up, down, or about the same as it was. Thurston, go ask him the question. Go phone Netflix. Say, hey, I'm just reporting. I'm doing this thing about WWE viewership. I'm just looking to get some numbers. Just like start poking around. Like, why do you give? What are the max numbers? Why aren't you doing this whole thing before All In? He's not gonna. Right? It's crazy. Just right before Mania, he's like, here's this essay I've been saving up. So in the AEW subreddit, you know, these people were melting down. Like this guy's like talking about WWE. They're fascist. They're literally talking about building an empire. Just a bunch of sad bootlickers. This guy's like, they're comparing it to Tony buying ROH and wondering why no one was mad about that, as if ROH is a functional company when he bought it. It literally was a functional company. They just, like, a bunch of businesses went out of business because of COVID, and they just jumped at the person who offered them the stupidest amount of money. Tony way overpaid for it, and he's done shit without it when WWE would have bought it, and Joe is trying to facilitate that as well. So people didn't care because ROH, no one cared about ROH. No one cares about ROH, really. They didn't before, and they're not going to now. That's why Tony's dumb for making ROH an integral part of AEW. None of you idiots understand this. WWE buying out competition? Go figure. AAA's not competition to WWE. unless they start doing shit in Mexico. And when they went to Mexico, whenever they tour there, they sell out great, and they're not competition. They're an extension, the same way that CMLL is working as an extension of AEW. You're a pussy. So this guy goes, just got to wait for the WWE fanboy to start telling us why this is such good news. I mean, it is for WWE. I don't really know. I'm indifferent. Like, I don't give a... It's just such a big baller move. That's why I'm popping about it. I don't care if they buy AAA. I don't care if they buy New Japan, because WWE is the epicenter. It's the league where the best Japanese wrestlers, the best Americans, the best Canadians, the best luchas, they all meet up in WWE, and let's see who's the best. So I don't give a if they buy it or not. I don't know, because people like to call me WWE fanboy all the time. And then they realize I'm not, and then they just shut up ultimately. Like this one dumbass on X the other day, he's like as I'm actively calling Rock an idiot, he's telling me you just support everything WWE. It's like, no, I'm calling Rock a dumbass right now. Like, he's up Mania worse. He should have never said this stuff, because now I actually go, oh, they really knew for 2 months he wasn't going to be there. Like, that's some wild shit, you know? Then that's what they went with, that Travis Scott shit. Like, that was a wild way to end that Mania if they knew, right? Like, I just figured, okay, Rock for sure is like last minute, guys. Scorsese, I can't do it. I'm in Hawaii. I'm filming this shit. Like, but they obviously knew for a minute, since he's been cast probably in that movie, which has been a while ago. So, yeah, it's unfortunate to say the least. You'd think that they'd have just waited, but Scorsese's like pro wrestling. It's like, you might as well be stripping, you know? This guy's like, I've already seen people in squared circles say this is a great move because of the video library WWE will have access to. Yeah, maybe that's an aspect of it, maybe, yeah. Because they're doing such a great job with all the other libraries they have. Yeah, they're making money hand over fist with them, and WCW's hot right now. If you go look at their channel, everybody's talking about WCW. It's always a trending hashtag and shit like that in our spaces now. WWE's doing a lot, man. You guys are just dumb. People make excuses for anything if it's their favorite promotion doing it. Yeah, I guess. If you keep the same energy with AEW, then you're onto something. This guy goes, even more reason for AEW to continue enhancing and strengthening their partnerships with CMLL, New Japan, Stardom, and probably need to start upping it with Rev Pro too. So it's a monopoly if one does it, but not if another does it. Good. I sat down and watched a handful of matches, including current AEW talents across TNA, MLP, and HOG on YouTube last night just to fill my wrestling needs. More wrestling company shows and tours is better for the industry than fear of them. So then what's wrong with the biggest wrestling company in the world shining light on other wrestling companies? Idiots. Hopefully the pro wrestling renaissance continues, not contracts. Yeah, man. Everyone is seeing great success other than Ring of Honor, AEW, and New Japan was hurting for a while there. So AEW and Ring of Honor doing shit attendances year over year are not feeling the effects of this boom. And you're like, hopefully this renaissance continues. Yeah, it's continuing because WWE and all the indies that go on around WrestleMania weekend and shit, dude. They won't kill CMLL. Triple H has been dying for years. Stop selling out. That's a complete lie, dude. CMLL has been selling out every week in AM for decades. CMLL is bigger than AAA. They're not trying to kill CMLL, bro. LOL, nothing WWE could do would harm CMLL. They're not trying to harm CMLL. Just being in Arena Mexico and the historic value of it all, they're pretty untouchable unless they lose all their top talent. And JPW, on the other hand, are in a rough spot and could be threatened by WWE money pouring into another company. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's weird that they don't want wrestling to get bigger in Mexico if they love Mexican wrestling. Elbu goes, I had taken note of how WWE had been suspiciously platforming their Mexican wrestlers too well for their standards lately. No, you never took note of that. That was never a thing you were even worried about. They always held them in good standards or whatever you're talking about. Like, this guy's so moronic. Hilariously, I'd heard a week ago that a couple of Evolvers were going to be sent over to AAA at some point in the near future. Then why didn't you know the thing I said on PWT about watch them team up with? There's another big Mexican company. Look out for that. They might scoop that. They might partner with them. Why don't you know any of that? Oh, just some Evolvers were going to be sent over hilariously. Why is that hilarious? It's hilarious that you suck at getting the news, and all you're known for is leaking bullshit about wrestlers that are apparently your friends. So Ricochet just spurged out on everyone and was like, oh man, these guys suck. And he's just a cringe lord. I mean, people think he's playing heel. I don't know. But Julian Weeks is like, my question here is, what exactly did he say wrong? He said when wrestlers who are interested in jumping over to WWE are able to, they will consider bringing them over. Fans get mad about this one thing, but a wrestler getting mad about that makes no sense to me. And yeah, I think Ricochet like responded and was like, man, read or listen to the rest of the post. They constantly mention Tony's dad like some big joke about AEW during their biggest week of the year. They are losers. Okay, so like you mean when Tony Khan brought up Triple H's dad and called him Harvey Weinstein and all that kind of shit, bro? Ricochet, this isn't trolling. If it's getting you over, getting you an extra little bit of money on Twitter or whatever, I guess good for you. But again, man, there's something in the water over there in AEW, and it just people up, man. And they just start saying stupid shit and they make the company look worse every time. So yeah, this guy posts a sword and a shield of like these four companies. I quote tweeted this. I was like, who's going to tell them? But Jared Searcy's like, they need to be more united than ever. We see the potential result of stragglers purchased and later rebranded and deleted down the line. I don't care how it sounds. Those four are the last bastions of pushing this force back. If this alliance breaks, it's over. Meanwhile, New Japan's like, clearly people are leaving. They're like, yes, let's get absorbed by WWE. So MJ from NJ, again, Sapp's like, I swear I'm not going to harass people anymore. And then he's just using multiple accounts to be like, talk all that shit. Can say all this shit you want about me. Come and talk to me, right? He's on two different accounts harassing people. So Ricochet's like, ratings are constantly rising, pay-per-view numbers high as they ever been, no empty arenas, TV deals stacking up, sponsors coming in heavy. You sound dumb. I feel bad for your family. They have to be related to you. And yeah, he's just wrong about all those things factually. Now, again, if he's trying to heal, it's just like, now you're giving people the chance to point out real things and go, no, you just look stupid. I don't know. You know, this Follow the Revolution guys say this respectfully off to Kevin Kelly, who's like in New Japan could be next. It's like, bro, you don't care about New Japan. This FTR guy's like, notably, this is the guy meeting kids out front of the AEW shows going, notably, All Elite Wrestling is revolutionizing the wrestling landscape by offering fans something innovative and distinct. No, it's just offering other companies. It's saying, hey, Ring of Honor, come here and just do Ring of Honor shit here. Hey, New Japan, come do New Japan shit here. That's all they're doing. The promotion has successfully catered to diverse tastes. No, it hasn't successfully done that. If it's diverse tastes, then you have the most casuals. The more diverse means the more diverse crowd. The more casuals you have, the more diverse they are. If you have 1 million people watching, chances are it's a much more diverse crowd than it being year over year plummeting year over year, and then narrowing it down to the key 800,000 people tops that are going to watch it. I am thrilled to be part of this exciting journey. Now Stokely Hathaway's with FTR. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't know. This guy's like, the AEW's partnerships have broadened my knowledge of these other companies. So WWE's partnerships haven't broadened the knowledge of TNA or AAA or these other companies. See, they won't keep the same. They won't say the same thing. Oh, I'm so glad WWE is broadening people's knowledge of AAA and Lucha style. However, I don't think it's good that they're buying up. That's how you say that if you're being legit, but these people aren't legit. And then Ricochet laughing, people getting worked up. It's like, yeah, I don't know, you're just cringe. Righteous Reg is like, I've never hated a photo more in my life. So you don't love El Hijo because his plan was always to get to WWE, and you just didn't know that. So you don't actually like these guys. Ryan Satin's like, remember when Jim Cornette would swear AEW weren't going to last if they kept doing things he didn't like? And then Neckbeard's like, remember when Satin stalked his favorite corn star at a grocery store? I think he took pictures of her too or whatever. Katefabe pops up and goes, AEW and its international relationships are the only thing standing in the way of a monopoly. And whether or not you like their presentation, you should be thankful for that. Why is it standing in the way? See, these people don't like these other companies. They don't believe in them. They don't actually like them. They just have no faith in them whatsoever already. They're just like, well, if WWE wanted, they'd just go, what, buy CMLL and AAA? Are you stupid? They'll just buy them both because of it. No, this AEW is not standing in the way of shit. All the indies prove that. AEW is standing in. Oh yeah, the indies. If you're an indie talent, you go to AEW. It's okay. Now WWE IDs everyone. They all want to be a part of it. I thought they were standing in front of that. They're not standing in front of shit. And yeah, Julian Weeks keeps going back and forth with Ricochet. He's telling people, "Come fight me then." And it's like, now if something happens to you, you just asked for it. Now if someone runs, like, look, he got ratioed. It's like, that's not funny or cringe now, right? Like, you're inciting violence and shit. It's like, bro, if somebody comes and like, I'm not being a triggered pussy. It's like, I get it, right? Like, he's just saying, come fight me then. But it's like, you don't welcome that now. Now you're just like welcoming the weird shit. Someone like 8-ball socks you at a show, and then they go, well, you said come fight. It's like, and I'm okay with it. I'm down with wrestlers working people, but when it's like a Twitter fight, bro, like, say that on the mic, like, save that shit for the crowd. I don't know. I don't know if this is working people into seats, which is what you should be trying to do on Twitter if you're gonna work. So that's why I don't know if this is a work. I think this might just be him cringing out. BJ Bethel is like, the grifter fans have flocked over again. All I did was quote a Mexican wrestling writer, and I have these suddenly hardcore AAA fans with their Miz gifts coming at me. And then Raj goes, man, if you break a big story, you know what not to do. Show that you have an extremely biased side for a side. Yeah, it's just, BJ, you're super biased and you're a clown. So people are now clowning you. You're a lol cow, right? And you found one story of one guy, you know, some writer that is going to agree with your thing, and then you run with it. You got to take the hit when people go, that's clown. So Drain Bamager's like, after this weekend, I'm thankful for AEW, the healthy and quality alternative for pro wrestling fans. I don't think it's healthy. None of y'all seem healthy, dude. People are making Gail Kim as all elite graphics, and then Gail Kim quote tweets this clown. This is one of the biggest clowns, AEW Cero Miedo. A bunch of wrestlers have been like, dude, you're an idiot. Shut up. Him and the AEW Latino America account. People are like, you guys need to shut up. But Gail Kim says, it's sad when people assume that one female has to replace another. There's room for plenty of female producers or other roles. Don't make this about something it's not. And yeah, this guy's acting like Gail Kim's coming in to replace whoever that was let go. Some girl who was let go from AEW who was big on, I think, some talent that's, I can't remember. You guys will tell me in chat. It's probably in AEW news. So Elbow's like, they really should shift McAfee's role because he's a terrible commentator. He can remain a hype man and ambassador for WWE, but his approach doesn't work for serious stuff. Meanwhile, like an hour later, this tweet aged like shit, or like later in the night, this tweet aged like shit when McAfee got seriously choked out by Gunther. You know, it's like, Elbow, just stop, bro. You're always serving up plates of milk, bro. They age like shit. They stink. And yeah, McAfee's an awesome commentator. But yeah, he was super serious in that chokeout thing with Gunther or whatever. So yeah, Elbow and Nick Khan stroking each other here. Elbow's like, Nick Khan, AEW bad, am I right? Triple H, stop booing my booking. Roman, I am a centrist Dem. Trump is smart and good. And then Satin, the WrestleMania press tour has been going great. It's been going. Elbow's like, kids, this is Paul Heyman. That cartoon, that cartoonish, groveling, subservient loser we've seen on TV the last few years. So he's trying to say not that. He's an edgy, insane piece of shit conniving that will say anything. I hate these edgelord cringe goofs that are like, just every swear in the book. Like, no, you're cringe. And then Elbow's like, this is Paul Heyman, not this guy we've seen the last few years. And I quoted this. I'm like, yeah, this clown knows Heyman better than Heyman and has never heard of character progression or development. Imagine dude trying to read a book. Like, for real. Oh, yeah, characters don't change, Elbow. You just need to go back. Like, you know, this works so well because he went away from this forever. Idiot. And then, yeah, Corey Brennan. I wonder, in genuine honesty, how Roman Reigns felt about the cuts to cancer research funding. That's what Corey Brennan had to say to about Roman Reigns' comments. And it's like, bro, aren't you from Ireland or something?
Shut up, bitch.
And I was genuinely, I quote tweeted this. I was like, what a dumb thing to say. Like, what cuts? And people are like, oh, they have NHI cuts or some shit. I just typed it into Google. They've been cut every year. 03, 07, 10 to 13, 13 to 16, 2019, 2024, they were cut. Like, they're cut every year, this same specific thing. I'm like, man, I don't know, man. People just got to stay out of it. Let Americans figure their shit out, okay? Like, you're not going to swoop in and go, oh, it cuts to cancer research. Like, what? There's a bunch of wars going on. Cuts to all type of medical research happens when there's wars going on and shit. Like, what does that even mean? What are you talking about? You know? So it's just crazy for them to just have reactions like this to things that, like, Corey, I don't think you even understand any of this. You know, I certainly don't. Don't go there when you're talking about Roman really had cancer, bro. Don't start like pulling that shit like what you think you're smarter than him. He didn't weigh out him living in America every day, what he thinks is bit. Like, these people are like sad and weird, bro. You know, a lot of them. Anyways, our last sicko here, AEW invented wrestling stables by Neckbeard. So AR Gold's like, Paul Heyman, guys, is WWE's version of the Don Callis family. And yeah, AR Gold just doing that to get the 49. Like, he just needs the money from Twitter, right? And that's literally all it is. Like, he just needs it. And yeah, that, ladies and gentlemen, was the sicko segment. Let's get into news.